And we're live.
What's so funny?
I can be in the messages. Welcome to Porch Time with your host, me, live from JTH Construction Studio, where we just got back from Badonkadonk, or whatever that dance is you're just doing out there.
Yeah. I could have used a few more takes.
Someone said for me to get out there and shake my moneymaker, and I did, and now I owe people money. I don't know if that's how it works, but somehow that's not good. Anyway, welcome to Porch Time again, live from JTH Construction Studio, where tonight Lindsay Smith is in studio. We're trying to get her friend, we're trying to play a joke on her friend, Courtney Freeman, and I sent Courtney a message, said, hey, Lindsay, she can't make it, we need you to come in. And she sends me, I can be in the messages. That's not what we're asking, Courtney. You fail to realize we will carry this joke out even further now as the days go on. Because
where you live.
Right. Anyway, Lindsay is a 7-year veteran of the United States Navy. She's an officer. She currently is a Morgan County Veterans Service Officer here in county, like the liaison between us and the VA. And she also does a lot of work for the American Legion. She is in studio to discuss something very cool coming up on the 13th, which is Friday night, 6 to 9 p.m. out of the Arts Sanctuary. It is the Veterans Creative Arts Festival. I got that right.
You did.
A little honey goes a long way. I'm just saying.
Right.
Lindsay, how we did? Beth, first of all, how are you?
I'm still trying to
Exhausted?
bring my body temperature down.
Why didn't you wear the hat in studio?
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I had a hat.
She had a cowboy hat on.
So
She
hot.
went.
Where'd that go?
She went all out. You had to. I'll jump
Except I
off
don't-
here. I'll jump off here. By gosh, I don't hesitate.
What? What are you doing?
Look at that.
Oh, that's adorable.
Is she? That's Beth is the best.
Go get the hat.
Matt was like, Bethany went all out. I looked up. I go, oh my gosh, I didn't even
I
see
thought
her.
others were going to be dressed like
So
that
is there
too.
a
So
specific dance?
They did the honky tonk,
Well,
badonka-donka-donk.
I
Do you
don't
wanna
know if
show
it's
us how that goes.
not really.
You just did it in front of the entire, like literally on the public square.
That's going to
Like I
be
said,
in
I
a
needed a few
viral
more
video sent to Trace Atkins to kind of let them know that, hey,
Yeah, he's going to be like, oh,
we mean business.
maybe I shouldn't be going.
He's going to be like, boy, there's nobody here who can dance worth a damn. So
Except that.
there was a few that got it, and there are a few that might have had too many margaritas before they went out there, or not enough. So,
Not enough.
anywho, Lindsay, how you doing, dear?
Great.
Great. I'm just happy to be here. You do a lot of work for the veterans. You do a lot of work for the VA. You do a lot of work for the Legion. And this I know this sounds kind of hokey, the Veterans Creative Arts Festival, but this is big across the country, and it is more of a mental health.
Yes.
I read into this a little bit. And here's how I got to it. I was looking at a thing at Kendrick and a few other things, painting rocks, and I know it sounds so simple to us because we're not suffering from a brain injury or a mental health, at least not that I've been labeled with yet. But it means, trust me, they don't want to dig in on this. First, it'd be like, it's empty there.
Something there.
You can't have an injury. This is big to a lot of veterans because of PTSD and a lot of things. It's an escape. It's a vent. It's all the above, and it's big across the country. And this is our first time.
Indiana, this will be the first one that the auxiliary is hosting and putting on.
But first one in county for sure.
In Indiana.
The first one in county, but the first auxiliary in Indiana to do it at all. Because it's become a big, almost like a campaign for the auxiliary.
Right.
To bring focus onto, obviously PTSD is something that everybody wants to bring into the light and make more people aware of it. And so this is the answer to that. It's an outlet, and coming up with therapy and the VA's big push to push therapy for PTSD and art therapy, and there's any kind of art, making something, finger painting, it doesn't matter what you do. Any kind of art is an outlet, and that is helping with any kind of mental health issues there might be. So it's just it's kind of reach that kind of therapy and art cathartic thing. So yes, our auxiliary is bringing this in. And
My
it's the
IT
first
guy
one.
wants you to move the mic a little closer and down a little bit. There you go.
Perfect.
Or is that better? All right, now we need to hear you talk.
Okay, so
Can you say
can I
everything?
say
that we're
all of the
discussing?
stuff that I said already?
Hi, Lindsay. How you doing tonight?
Hello. Nice to meet you. Yes, hello.
You work for the Legion and the Auxiliary and the
Work
Navy.
for all of the people.
So the Creative Arts Festival, blah, blah, blah. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
So this is the our auxiliary here at the American Legion Post, 230 here in Martinsville. Our auxiliary will be the first Veterans Creative Arts Festival in Indiana. And you're probably going to see a lot of these kind of pop up everywhere. It's a really big campaign to bring awareness to PTSD and mental health and art as a way of kind of bridging that gap and healing, fostering healing through art, basically. So our festival will be Friday night. It'll be at the Art Sanctuary. We hope to have a lot of Morgan County vets. It's open to all Morgan County veterans. So, we don't really care if you're good at art, just if it makes you feel better and you like doing it. So even if you want to finger
Is that
paint,
limited just to art?
yeah. I mean, you can come and dance if you want. I've had a few people offer to.
She's a Navy person. She knows it's a joke.
Interpretational art dancing.
I can dance.
You can dance. No, you.
That's
could
like-
I could do
Can't
that if I wanted.
But you're a veteran, so I feel like you can probably put something together. Get some.
The only class I
twist
ever
ties.
failed in my
Fingers.
life was art.
How'd you do that?
But can you fail art?
Hated it.
Honestly, can
She
you?
She tried. I think she
Can
gave me
you-
a D
Can you look at a
minus.
masterpiece that you have done and say that it's wrong?
See, in my eyes, it was a masterpiece, and I
Yeah.
think they were judging,
They
not
sounded
looking on the
judgy.
eyes from the eyes of a genius.
They sound judgy, yeah.
I couldn't draw a straight line if you paid me. to
Doesn't
draw
it be
a straight-
straight?
Whatever.
Is straight pretty? No. Curly and janky is pretty.
Curves are good.
Curves
I've
are
got
good.
plenty of
Everybody
curves.
likes curves.
Yeah, no, I failed miserably at art, and
So you will not be submitting an entry into
you know
this.
where you had to do the shadow thing. I was like, but I mean, I
Like where you laid a person
shadow-
on the floor and
no,
Your
it was
silhouette,
there was
that's-
no there's no individuals involved. It was like where you took an object and the light was coming from this way and you created the shadow this way. I was like,
yeah.
but in my house we got lights everywhere, and so I had shadows all over the place. But they
My
didn't interpret
my
that.
assistant, our newest VSO here in the county, Courtney, who we were talking about earlier, who may or may not be watching right now.
Courtney Freeman, the one that stood us up tonight.
Yes, the one that stood us up tonight.
I will be
and
in
that
contact with
is
Courtney.
at home and refuses to be seen and talk to everyone. She when she got out of the Navy, she moved here and went to IU for art. Well, for photography and things.
She
like that.
graduated
cool.
from IU.
No, she didn't finish her degree. She decided she likes working better than going to school, especially during COVID. But
I can
she
understand
would
that.
bring all these crazy projects home like that, and she's like, I have to draw eyeballs, or I have to put colors together and make them together. I don't know. Shadow, that all reminded me of what she did.
Yeah.
She
So-
will actually be entering in our contest. She
Oh.
knows how to weave now because of art school.
Really?
She has a loom. It's like the size of this table, and she will weave things for you.
I have I know this is weird, but I had a loom once in my possession, and I got rid of it because I was out of the loom game at that point in time.
Mhm.
Not that I was ever in the loom game, but I forget how I became the property owner of this. But I remember
So you never actually
I didn't loom. I've never loomed.
never loomed.
No.
You could go to Walmart and get one of those kits where it looks like
The
a
little kid ones.
torture device, yeah, and put the little rubber bandy hair tie thingies on it and make us a pot holder
Yeah, there you go.
for when you cook.
Suddenly
things.
it's 50 Shades of Loom in here. No,
No.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, so he's not going to enter, but if you are a veteran and you live in Morgan County, you should enter. And all you have to do is
I'm not
bring your
saying I
stuff.
won't enter. I think all veterans should put something in it.
Yes.
Whether it be even a drawing of a stick figure
A
or
stick
something.
figure, yeah.
Question you, how many veterans do we have in county?
Officially, something just under 6,000. I
Really?
think there's way more, yeah.
Do you know city or just county?
Oh, I don't know.
I'd be curious.
I'd be curious.
I bet
too.
you it's 10,000 easy.
I agree. I think
In
that
the
it's-
county?
I think
Yeah.
it's something crazy like
Easy.
that. Yeah.
Because, I mean, and I hate to even say this, but our World War II vets are running out rapidly.
Yes.
And that is just heartbreaking.
Even the Vietnam ones are.
The greatest generation. And then, yeah, your next is your Korean War.
Mhm.
And then your Vietnam War. And so it's like to think that in the next 10 years, we will probably be without Korean veterans or World War II veterans?
Well, I mean, that's like we have two vets that come to mind. Not that I'm just against any veterans. Is we have the oldest World War II vet that lives here,
In county?
in county. He lives right here. He's our friend Randy and Gary Dean and their daughter Addie is friends with our kids.
Whoa.
It's his dad. He World War II vet. We also have Wayne Saucerman, who has been a client in our office.
I have heard of that.
And he was in Iwo, like literally has shrapnel still in his body. He came in our door about a year ago looking for benefits. Have never applied for anything.
Oh,
Nothing.
back pay?
Back to Iwo Jima, no.
Yeah. Here's a check. Just add zeros, bud. Well, I have Bruce and Jerry coming in for the July 4th thing real soon. I just got to give them a date. And then there's a Mr. Halterman and then a general that want to come in.
That's awesome.
And I'm thinking about putting them together if that's possible to make it a date.
Yeah.
That would be cool to have all four of them in here one night. It's a military show, and you know they can hit and bounce off each other.
That's
with.
really cool.
But I would love to have either Saucerman or Dean in here.
I will get you
And this is side note, and I know this is veteran stuff, but when I was married, my wife at the time's grandfather. I'm on after some. Courtney, we're going to get to you in a moment, dear, because we have a lot to discuss.
She probably tripped. Unplugged the computer.
But he was a Chad. Yes, thank you, Alicia. He was a 5-time Oak Cluster winner in Patton's Army, and in the movie Patton, where they turned the convoy around, and I don't know if you saw this, but they're heading they're heading this way, and the rear of the convoy's down the front. That was his vehicle, and he got 1 Oak Cluster for breaking into a German electronics store because the radios had got shot, and they were point vehicle at the time, and he put together a radio with their transistors and stuff and made it happen. So he was like heavily awarded and just a major part of Patton's Army, and he didn't care.
No,
he didn't
it's never
care.
as big a deal to heroes as it is to the rest of
And
us.
he never told people stories, but every time we had a family function, he would tug me by my shirt sleeve and we'd go in another room and he would start talking and tears would come in his eyes. And he was showing me stuff and he would tell me stories. And he had a leather book or satchel, for lack of better words, that showed his landing at Normandy, D-Day +3, and his path across Europe.
Wow.
And into Germany that they gave them. And just his recollection, he may have been up there in time and wasn't as sharp as he used to be.
Right.
But when he started talking about the war, I mean, you're talking, it was 2000s and he was every date, time, name,
How
place.
could that not stick with you?
Yeah, and it was just, and he's passed now and he's gone to heaven. But one
just
of the
that handful of men that you're talking about. I mean, just those are just in Morgan County. I mean, every county probably has gems like that. Where you're wow.
Yeah, if you have a veteran that was in World War II, and I know they're stubborn, I know they're mean, and sometimes a pain in the ass, for lack of better words.
That's
but
right. To go for.
Sit them,
right on through.
Sit them down, especially the older ones. Sit them down and chat with them, and don't talk about war if they don't want to. But give them their peace, because those are some of the best humans that we've ever had in this country.
Yes.
And I say that honestly because I sat and talked to that guy for a long time, and he was just a wonderful human being. I will never forget that man. But Courtney, Lindsay came in. She almost didn't make it. She decided to drop. She dropped her plans because you were unavailable, because she said you were going to be asleep by 8 o'clock or something. So, I don't know what time they go to bed in the Navy, but in the Army it's normally midnight, and we skip out and we leave the bars at 2 and we're home by 4 and PT by 5. So, Courtney got to pick it up anyway. So I didn't mean to get off on that, but no, she's still
there.
She's still. I know she is. There you go, Corey. See, I would love to have a show.
We can have an event
with all of the. You know what?
We can set up an event at the Legion, and we can invite the vets that are that old or from that era to come.
From the World War II vets.
So he's 96, and then Helen, she's 96, going to be 97, and she wasn't.
But she was Rosie the Riveter.
Yes.
Yes.
So that'd be
yeah.
Helen Miller.
She was one of the Rosie the Riveters. that put together the ships and the tanks that because the men were gone.
Oh yeah, she's everywhere. She still drives.
That's amazing.
The men were gone. The women said, well, somebody's got to build the equipment.
Yep.
So they hired all these women at these factories, and they did all the work. After.
Yeah, it's the night watches.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Night watch Navy, isn't that like a flashlight and a little TV? Come on. Shore Patrol, is that what we're talking?
I mean, for officers on a ship, perhaps. Come on.
I would love to do a show with the older generation of World War II, any World War II survivors. I know Bruce would love that.
Yeah.
And Jerry would absolutely. Yeah, Helen is an amazing. Jerry would absolutely love that. I'm going to make that happen.
Let's do it.
Because you know what? He never applied for his oak clusters.
Really?
And in the middle of life, as I was trying to work to get those for him, things happened. And even after the fact, we got divorced. And even after the fact, I was looking into. She's saying when they were underway, she stood watching in combat from midnight to 7. Are you buying that?
Why do
I was
drink?
going to say. I have enlisted friends in the Navy. I might have a nephew right now, right in the Navy, that I'm gonna follow up on this. So I'm gonna make that happen. I want to do that because that would be
That'd be great.
It'd be heart wrenching too because they're so amazing.
Yeah, but my whole thing has been I lived in New York.
Oh, you knew that was coming.
I said you were combative. That's just the truth.
I like Courtney. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
It'd have been better if she'd been sitting here.
Up,
I mean, we got another camera.
I did invite
Hang on,
her.
let me just show you.
She was invited.
You
We
know,
should just put an embarrassing photo of her up.
I mean, look, like there's an empty camera right there. So
Yeah,
anyway,
and she's not here.
yeah, we're gonna make that happen. Oh, wait a minute. There's my mouth. Disappears. Susan and I had a client who said he drove for Patton one day. Patton insisted on going up the hill. The old man told Patton they were shooting at them. Patton told them, he better drive faster. That's beautiful. Guilt trip not working. I stayed in Rommel's old barracks in Germany when I was stationed there. And I did when I was a kid, I had done a report on Patton. So I was already in love with Patton and follow the movies and all that stuff. And then when I got over there, I was like, I'm in Rommel's old barracks. And that was his chief counterpart, So anyway, I'm going to make that happen. I want to.
So what I was going to say is
honor those veterans. I'm sorry. This has gotten away from the arts festival.
Totally gotten away from it, but it'll kind of get back there, I think.
There's a veteran on right now. Jeff Price, how you doing? Kelly, how you doing? Trent, how you doing? Courtney? Oh, we've already spoken to Courtney.
When I went for my master's degree, I went for public history, and part of the huge part of public history was oral history. So it was all about, obviously transcribing the interviews, but interviewing people, could get out there, especially better to interview than vets have seen that. If we could somehow, there is an oral history project going on through, I'll have to find it. There's a big oral history project going through one of the organizations, I think in Indy, but part of the thing would be, interviewing as many people as you can, kind of like the project they did with 9/11, where they went to all the survivors of 9/11 and they did an oral history interview. Everyone, and so they have everybody's account of it. Where were you? What do you remember? This and that.
Hello, Nick.
And if we did the same thing with that room of veterans, that would be.
Could you imagine having 5 or 6 or 7 World War II veterans in here on the 4th of July midday and give them a special award from the city or for somebody? That would be outstanding because A, they deserve it.
Yeah.
B, they deserve it.
Also, they deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go political here because
Do it.
this will be the last show of this porch time.
It's the last one he's ever.
A lot of these individuals now aren't taught what went on and how we got to where we are now and what generations of people went through to get even pre-World War II and all that. But they want to call people fascists and things like that. These gentlemen and women went across the pond and fought one of the most fiercest fighting war machines ever assembled with nothing at the start.
Right.
When they got to the Africa Theater campaign, we had nothing. You're just throwing bodies out there. And then at the same time, we get hit by Japan. We got caught with our pants down. And what went on in the next 2 or 3 years from late 41, or actually 42 on, was nothing short of amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it changed the history, the path of the world is what I mean, we'd be goose stepping.
The closest thing we have at this point to old style of fighting, war,
right?
Marching on.
Yeah, and then nowadays wars
are still alive.
Yeah,
some of them. So
nowadays war, you're not going to go in trenches. You're not. Odds are you're not going to.
I mean, that's happening. Pockets, of course.
Yeah,
but
it's not going. You're not going to have a
war. Isn't just marching up to each other anymore. So these guys really remember that and have experienced.
One story that he told me, that 2 stories he stuck with me, and I'll make it quick. He said that the whistlers that would come over the bombs that the Germans would drop, they would explode in the air and then fall down on you. And he said you could be in a trench and the buddy next to you could get hit by a flaming piece of shrapnel that burns right through them and you not get hit. Like, could you imagine waiting on death like that?
No.
Well,
I mean, that is just, I mean, I'm like picking up a hot spoon anymore,
Yeah.
Imagine a piece of metal falling out of the sky at whatever, Mach, whatever.
Just think about the worst anxiety. Like we're always talking about mental health, and
oh yeah.
stuff. Think about the worst anxiety attack you've ever had, and and it's dark, and you're surrounded by all of these men, and most of them you know, or you love, or you're family with at this point.
Protect yourself.
And just at any second, it can be you. At any second, but you don't want it to be the guy next to you any more than you want it to be you. And nobody can even imagine that kind of anxiety now.
Now I'll tell you a story about compassion. They're in France, probably halfway through the war at this point in time, if they're that far in hedgerow. He's got to go out, get something out of the deuce. There's no city lights. There's no street lights. There's nothing. You can't see 10 feet in front of your face. Mm-hmm. He's up in the back of the deuce. He realizes, I got to go to the bathroom. So he off the back of the deuce like any boy would do, And as he's going, he notices 2 dark figures walk behind the deuce. Okay. And he's like, I had to pee on him. And they, he wasn't talking. He was by himself. He wasn't making any noise. And they just kept going towards the house. Well, he jumps down and yells, hey. And they turn around, hands up. It was 2 German soldiers. And they had noticed that Americans had taken this house. And they were going to go in there to surrender. What they didn't realize was that the 10 guys laying in there on the floor are sitting there with their fingers on the submachine guns. And he said when he even went to the door, he knocked on and said identified who it was. He said they would have been blown to pieces. Right. And then, they give away their position and everything else. Wow. And he's like, peeing off the back of the deuce saved 2 Germans' lives.
Incredible.
So when we have more time, I will tell you about the stories when I was in Germany. Because when I was there, all the cab drivers were pretty much former German soldiers. And one of them that I befriended, the story where the paratrooper, I forget it, he said, landed on a steeple in Germany. Well, the Germans did the same thing, and they had one land on the steeple 2 towns over. They were dropping paratroopers in. It was him. And he would meet that guy in Normandy. He got captured D-Day plus 3 or 4, sent back to America, and stayed in New York City with a POW jacket on for the entirety of the war. And he said after about 2 weeks, they'd be like, see you guys later, go to work. They'd go to work, go do their business, come home, and stay in this building in New York City. That was their POW camp. But he said when they crested the hill, after they got him out of the tower, and they crested the hill to take him to the boats to send him back as a POW, he said, you could have walked the English Channel. The Americans had that many, Allies had so many boats in the channel. And he said, he goes, we're done. We're done. There's no way we're going to beat these people. Mm-hmm. But I could go on about everything. I'm very passionate about World War II because I studied it, lived it over there, and it was the reason why I went in the military. But anyway, even at that point in time, soldiers during World War II, Korea, Vietnam, you want to go Beirut, you want to go Panama, PTSD and mental health, it has always been an issue. Mm-hmm. And as the bombs get smaller and more compact and louder and the noises, that's one thing you cannot even fathom is the noise that these weapons make. And the stress it puts on human beings. This is one way to relieve some of that tension and
Great.
finger painting, anything, something to let loose with, take your mind off something. And this is national. They do this all over, correct?
Yeah, I think it's becoming a bigger thing everywhere. It's just been a bigger push lately, and I think that's kind of the project, if you will. It's the chosen thing to support that the auxiliary has chosen to support nationally, and so they're starting to kind of disseminate that info and logos and resources and things like that. And Sherry, who was on the show last time,
She's a sweetie.
She's on top of everything. She's like the most amazing person we've ever had at that post, probably. And she was just like, let's get on this, And so Danny Floor is our director for our committee, the Creative Arts Festival. And they've just been working so hard. We've got a really good group of ladies that we're working to get this put together and done. And it'll basically just be super stressful between now and Friday. So,
How many? Have you had any applicants turn anything in yet?
We had our last meeting last night, and I asked that question, but I was really terrified when I got the answer. We really don't know, because we've had some people turn in applications and say, "Yep, I'm going to be there," and then we've had people where Danny's going by and just picking up the art, and bringing it there to set up herself on Thursday night and Friday. So I don't know. I mean, some people are just going to come and say, "Okay, I've brought my stuff." Like Courtney has, I think, done her application, but she's going to bring her piece, bring her equipment and stuff, and set up.
So Courtney is going to be there at this event.
She will actually be at that event.
Okay. So 1 out of 2 is not bad.
Weaving on her loom. But yeah, she'll be there, and we're kind of hoping for not just vets, but we want community support. We want people to come out and show the veterans that we support. There's just some interesting stuff we met a veteran that came into our office, and it's not often that you're sitting across from a veteran helping them with benefits and then get on the subject of art. It really doesn't happen, whether or not you're talking about PTSD. But this gentleman got out, and he is now a competition, champion fly fisher. So he was showing me photos of like the flies that he built, and he's teaching his daughter to do it.
There you go.
He's incredible,
Yeah.
and he's winning all these competitions. And I was like, please tell me that you want to enter this contest. And he says he does, and he put his application in. So Joe, I hope you're going to be there, because we're all counting on you. But and he's actually a spokesperson now too. He has been to speaking events for PTSD.
Really?
Things like that, yes.
That's magnificent.
So it's incredible. Just in his life alone, that's just an example of how finding your muse and the thing that turns it around for you can really help make all the difference in the world for vets.
There's a brotherhood amongst different forms of military, and it's never broken. You may see that back and forth. You may even get in a fight with a few Marines in a bar in Panama. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's very specific. Very specific.
just throwing that out there amongst friends.
Like a drug cartel show or something.
Right, probably. But we all battle the same demons once you put the rifles down or leave the ship or get out of the airplane. And a lot of it has to do with PTSD and mental health. And like I said, I was reading up on that the other day because it was funny. The day after you left, Kendrick Hospital was doing something, and it may be for the month of mental health, and they were painting rocks and things like that. And I remember my Brain Survivors
right here
group.
Yeah,
all those rocks are for them. Tanner Freeman and a bunch of just unbelievable human beings. They do that, and they have something every year, and that got me thinking about that, and then it got me thinking about that. That's a good avenue.
It seems simple, but
Well, to someone that doesn't have it, it seems simple,
Right.
but to them it may be everything.
Everything, yeah.
The guy with the fly fisherman.
Well, and I want to point out too, we're talking about PTSD, and a lot of people put the focus on them being the invisible wounds of war, if you will, but PTSD affects people even if they're not in combat. And I have a lot of people that don't want to come and talk about their depression or their anxiety, or people don't want to talk about that anyways, but especially if they haven't been in combat, they don't even want to allude to it, but it kind of comes through when you're going through their record and talking to them. You can have PTSD other than combat, obviously. You can experience trauma in other ways, and we have a lot of veterans who have experienced trauma in significant, serious ways that have nothing to do with combat. It can be related to combat in a way where they may have lost somebody, kind of like that story you were telling, the shrapnel comes down and hits
Sure.
somebody else. You think the guy that watched his friend die doesn't have PTSD?
Oh, yeah.
He sure does. And even just somebody might have gone and maybe they were shot at, if they were overseas or something, but maybe they were never in real danger as they would describe it. But I mean, the fear of thinking that at any moment something can happen, that's trauma inducing. Losing somebody, that's trauma inducing. Attacks, if you're attacked, things like that.
I had a
So there's
VA
so
person
many-
once tell me that we all raised our right hand to put our life on the line,
Yeah.
whether some of us went to battle or not.
She's a DSO.
I'm sorry. VSO person. We all raised our hand, and at that point in time, you cash that check for your life, and it just doesn't matter what
Right.
from that point on.
Yeah.
Some go, and some gave all, and all gave some.
Yeah, just
as-
because you didn't
as
have
Billy
to
Ray
cash
would
that
say.
check in doesn't put up the rest that everybody else did.
That is a buddy of mine, an IMPD former officer who now resides in Florida. I have known that young man, I'd probably say since, he was probably still peeing in diapers when I knew him. So,
Oh,
no, a very long time, and he's a good man. I appreciate that, G. Former IMPD. And he's been through some stuff. He was stationed on the east side of Indy, where it's just a couple flags away from being a war zone at times.
right.
So, yeah. Thank you, G. I appreciate that, man. I do want to do that.
I think it's a great idea.
I never even thought of that until you brought that up. And then Corey said that, and you said Helen. And I was like,
Yeah.
Because in 10 years, in 5 to 10 years, they are going to be gone.
Yeah.
All
I
of
mean,
them.
We could have an event to commemorate them, honor them, record for posterity, all of the things, whatever they're comfortable.
The biggest thing about them, they're so damn stubborn. They don't want the recognition. They don't even
No, yeah.
want to talk about it. But I'm like, they need to know how important they were to this nation.
Yeah,
And with the BS that's going on right now, that is important.
that's the stuff we should be paying attention to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Stuff that matters.
100%.
It's a good idea. Let's pick it.
No, well, our calendar, gravity worked out
Oh,
on our calendar
man.
real well. But
Must be the paint.
it's not the
It's the
paint.
paint.
It may have been the tape. We're busy, and then I've got like 8 groups of people that want to come in between now and Sunday. But I like the July 4th thing. I'm not saying to make it an all-day event,
Yeah.
but because we have a bunch of stuff going on in July with the concerts and July 4th and all that. But what better way to honor American heroes than on our independence? We
What
can't go
about-
back and get Revolutionary War people.
What about Memorial Day?
We have
much?
concert. Would that be quick enough? Would that be too soon? Hang on. Military PSC should have its own name. I really get tired of people saying stupid stuff like going to the store. JB, yes, I wasn't even in diapers. I was owning you on a basketball court. And he's a compulsive liar too, so
No,
just ignore that.
I
No.
feel like my children are going to be having this conversation. So
Yeah,
they're definitely going to.
G's a good man. Let me. I'm going to the calendar. The 30th is on a Monday, which we're going to all be off that day.
What's your birthday?
That is my birthday. Not here yet. Let's not double nickel
I'll be
yet.
at the Legion.
So May 30th. But see, here's the issue: can we get a hold of them in time?
Yeah, it's only 3 weeks.
Oh, well, that's not enough time.
You don't think? Have them come here or the Legion or somewhere handy? You don't think so? You know, when you challenge us to do something like this, we always come through.
Well, only thing I'm thinking of is that's the Monday before our big weekend.
It is.
So we've got a lot.
And I would
going
have
on.
a full. I have a full plate right now, and I'm going to get to that before we go. So let's push it up to the 4th. Let's look to the 4th. The 4th is on the 4th this year. It's on a Monday also, and we're off on that Monday
What
also.
date again?
I think it's July 4th.
It's the 4th. Okay.
The 4th is on the 4th this
Okay.
year, and it's on a Monday. So let's say we had something. If we had something like at noon.
When's the parade? Bruce's parade.
Bruce, when's your parade? 55, G. You are correct, sir. I got gray hairs as old as you, bud. I keep telling you that. These young whippersnappers. Young Thundercats.
Whippersnappers.
Hooligans.
Heathens. His parade normally is like 11 to 1.
Right.
on Monday.
And then you have then the concerts and everything out at the park.
They run all day though, out at the fair.
Okay, but why wouldn't we do it on a weekend like that? Why wouldn't you try Saturday or Sunday before? Only because, yes, I know July 4th, but I mean, they probably also have families.
Okay.
Aiming
Yeah.
to get to them and bring them to the family
this is a
Yeah.
point counterpoint thing.
Yeah.
We can agree to disagree, and I can ignore your message. But I mean,
You seem very pushy.
not at all. Third or fourth works. Second or third works for me. And I think you're right. A lot of them probably will have. If we're going to do it, though, we should have it Saturday afternoon. Because if they want to get back to wherever they're getting to, if we do it here in county for people only in the county, let's hope they're still here, and not moved out of state or Florida or the 3rd of July. Let's
That's a Sunday.
All right, we have a
Sunday
new
or Saturday.
plug now.
All right, second of July, right here at Porch Time Studio at 2 p.m. No,
Sure.
That sounds great.
is there a concert that day?
Nope. No, because the concert's on Monday.
Is then immediately after
And
I
then
can start
there's
celebrating my
concert
birthday.
the next Saturday.
So 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Porch Time that day. I know we got Corey's, we've got Helen, and I know there's more veterans of that age out here, and I want to do something special for them, even if we have to go to the city and say, "Hey, recognition needs for these guys." And I'm not talking about a flag downtown or a brick.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a problem. We can do
Give them a minute to talk and have fun and BS back and forth. I think that would be awesome. He was 41, so maybe he was in diapers. See, I wouldn't fabricate in that. Anyway, Friday night, 6 to 9 p.m. over at the Art Sanctuary. It's the Veterans Creative.
Arts
Creative doesn't
Festival.
add up with that. I'm like Veterans Automatic Rifle Association Club is what I want to say.
It's not that. It's definitely not that. So let me say too, if you're bringing art in, if you are going to be a part of this, our drop off, let's see, Tuesday, missed that, from 3 to 5 was today. Thursday from 10 to 2 at the Art Sanctuary.
Did you miss your drop-off point today?
I didn't have art to drop. Missed it.
It was Courtney's job, wasn't it?
I was at work. Okay, so if those times don't work, you can reach out to Danny on Facebook. So we do have an email address if you're interested for more info. It is alacreativeartsfestival@gmail.com. And Danny Fleur is in charge of it. And I'm going to put our number out here. It is 317-319-7998. You can get applications by going into the American Legion, by coming to the Morgan County Veterans Service Office at the courthouse. And Facebook page, everyone's sharing it. It's on the American Legion Post 230 page, on the Morgan County Veterans Service Office page. Or you can just literally just stop by and bring your art and come hang out with us. And there will be refreshments, there will be drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, because we're military, obviously. And Courtney will be there. And Courtney is going to weave us things. She is a dream weaver.
A whole dream.
That's what she's going to do.
What does it take to become a member of the Legion?
DD214, which I already have yours. I found your DD214. You're welcome. Oh, and I do have answers from our last show too. I found his DD214, so if you need that, contact me.
It wasn't lost. It just wasn't ever issued after my original.
I mean, it wasn't lost, but you couldn't find it.
It's in a bag in this house somewhere. I
You
guarantee it.
didn't have it, and I found it.
I weave scarves.
Now, she weaves purses as well. Purses. I weave. That's funny. I think she's drinking.
She's Navy. You guys, Navy drinks white wine spritzers about this time of night?
No, we drink out of Santa Claus cups.
You could drink out of one of these, but this is empty.
That's empty.
Anyway.
Now you lost me. Okay, DD214.
My DD, this is specific now. DD214 belonged to Ish.
Yes.
Whiskey. There you No,
Did you show her your whiskey?
I'm like Courtney.
His empty bottle? It's empty.
It's empty now.
Yeah.
Pre-show, pre-gaming.
What's the question?
You said something about my DD14. You had answers for me.
You had a question.
No. You said you had answers for me.
I said you need your duty 14.
Oh, about joining the
I
Legion.
found it.
About
joining the Legion.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we need to prove that you had
I'm like, I have
that
no
you
idea.
had a military discharge, that you served in the military.
I did. I
and
got
if
my
you wanna
Facebook photo to prove it.
Join the Sons of the American Legion. If your father or grandfather was in the military, you can join the Sons. But you have to be a male descendant to do that. And if you are not a male descendant, no, I'm not bitter. It's fine.
Biological, no.
Biological male descendant. And the auxiliary can be male or female at this point. It used to be ladies, but now it is open to both. So just as an example, Courtney is married. She's been married for 1 year. They just celebrated their 1 year
Well,
anniversary.
congrats, Courtney.
Woohoo. And
Have a drink of whiskey.
Drew can join the auxiliary, and he should very soon. So if you are a spouse or other such thing, then you can
So
be an
could
auxiliary
you
member.
join the Legion and the auxiliary?
Yes, you can, and I did. But I joined the
Wow.
Legion first.
That's dual.
You can be a member of all four.
Wait a minute.
My husband keeps telling everybody that he's a tripod, which isn't going over well. But he has joined now the Legion, the auxiliary, based on him being married to me, and the Sons based on his father's service. So as soon as we buy a motorcycle, he can be a rider. All four.
What are you looking at?
Someone sent me something. I didn't
Drew's not in the room. Drew's not watching.
He's not in the
That's
room.
Unreal. Unbelievable.
So wait a minute. You said all four.
There's also
Rider.
the Riders, the American Legion Riders.
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah,
our
yeah.
Motorcycle
Which
biker gang
which
club.
the gal in here
Yes.
with you? She's
Yes, Reach Around McGee.
that was her nickname.
We came up with a pretty good nickname when I got back. She was trying to nickname me to pay me back for telling everybody that.
That is. I mean, I'm like that sweet old gal. You don't
Oh,
You
you
don't-
don't know nothing
you don't-
about that sweet old gal.
call her to reach around.
Yeah,
It-
she's a firecracker though.
Yo, I'm sure she is. So you, the writers, the ladies, and the Legion.
No,
Don't
it's-
call it the ladies anymore.
I stand corrected. The writers, the auxiliary, and the Legion. What's the fourth?
Sons,
Oh,
which
well,
should just really be called Descendants.
my dad was a veteran also. So, sons of what?
The Sons of the American Legion.
You know, you said something else though.
It should possibly at some point be changed to the Descendants of the American Legion, so that everybody can join. To eliminate any confusion when verifying.
Oh boy.
Okay, so yes, you can join
Navy's
those
coming out,
organizations.
isn't
There's
it?
also the VFW. You know, that's not the only organization we have here in town. Everybody loves the V. That's a great organization. They also have an auxiliary. If you don't qualify for the foreign war part of the membership,
Did I qualify for the foreign war yet?
we're still waiting. The jury is still out on you. We still need proof of the reserve time afterwards. That's
Are
what
you
I'm-
kidding me?
Yeah. So far,
Your source dried up.
My sources. I need you to dig through the bags in your house and find me papers.
I tell you, I was in during that time frame
I definitely believe you.
because they deployed, or every motor pool in the state deployed to Saudi Arabia, and I went in and pitched
The thing that
to the
gets
commander.
me is that if you weren't, then it was something stupid by like a week or a month that you.
Not even that.
And that is going to be really frustrating if we find that out.
Not even that. They were all like, 123 units were called up
Mhm.
across the country, across the nation, across the world, to be deployed to Saudi, and we didn't leave Marion County. And I pointed it out to our XO, which he wasn't fond of me for that, because I was like, I was still in regular Army mode, and these guys, nothing against Army Reserves, it's
Right.
just a different beast.
Right.
Yes.
It was kind of a big
And
deal.
then we're over at Camp Atterbury back when it was just the place to go hang out in the woods and not what it is now.
Right.
And we're not going anywhere. And I voiced my frustrations. Can you imagine that? Me voiced my frustrations.
Yeah, it's.
I
I don't know you that well, but I'm already got
Yeah.
a pretty good idea.
So yeah, because we didn't go anywhere.
So the jury's still out. We're still waiting on paperwork from you.
So do you have a new source, or do we need to?
For reserve stuff.
Yeah.
No.
What about Fort?
Unfortunately,
What
the
about Fort
source-
Bend? That should give my last paycheck from the reserves.
So the last pay stub is.
I would say if the last pay stub I received from the military would give you a very close date. If it was beyond that date, then you would know. I could call Fort
I
Bend.
have some ideas. I'll get you to sign some documents, and I have some ideas.
I'm not signing anything. I
You
did
have to
that
sign
once, and
stuff.
next thing you
You
know, I
have
was
to
at
sign stuff.
Fort Sill,
I promise I
Oklahoma.
won't volunteer you.
Fort Sill,
It's not-
Oklahoma,
it's
where they
nothing
shot
like that.
artillery shells across the entire grid
You're
square.
going to make all the people in this community think that it's not safe to sign forms with me. And
Don't,
I
for
literally
God's
need
sakes,
everybody
don't
to
do
sign
it.
forms. Don't. No. Yes. See, she knows. See, I need to have access to VBMS for him, Courtney, so that I can look it up. So I need him to sign.
Courtney's
If you
not
had
here, so
come
her
here, you
information
would've-
does not count.
If you would have come here tonight, you probably would have remembered to bring those forms, but I did not. Well, so that's twofold. One of my answers for, if anybody's on that was on last time, was it was the college thing, but I don't want to enrage Kevin because right now we don't have any really good positive.
No, we don't. Well, let's just
answers
move.
for
Let's just
that.
move right past that.
The good news is that if your child is currently right now enrolled in college, and you realize, hey, I'd like to have that paid for. If you tell us now, they can reimburse you for that semester, but they will not back pay you 4 years. So sorry. And if we can get him legitimized, if you will, before his daughter goes for her master's, that whole thing will be paid for.
She's not going for a master's.
You said she was going for
She
her
was
master's.
curious to do it.
She doesn't want to do it now that it might be free.
She's getting job offers now. So
Um,
you talked to her. You gave me numbers, and I sent those numbers
Send
to
them my
her.
way. In addition to veteran benefits, we also recruit. That's what we do. So my other answer is Courtney did some hard-earned research today.
Courtney did?
And yes, she did. Because
She had all sorts of time because she wasn't coming in here.
Amazing. So the little tiny veterans DD-214 cards, someone had commented that they have one.
That was me.
And
I
you
told
want
you.
One.
Yes.
You have one.
No, I don't.
want one.
If I had one, I wouldn't be asking you for my
Hey. Okay? Anyway. There is a website, touchstoneresearchgroup.com, or you can Google it, and it's called D214 Veterans Card. You sign a form, the company will request. It never does. Yeah, she's very stubborn.
I guess.
Sounds
like a Navy thing.
I think she gets it from you. Anyways, you sign a form and request your DD-214. You pay $40 plus tax, shipping, and handling. They go and officially get your actual DD-214 from the National Archives, and they put it in the form of a little credit card sized thing that you can put in your wallet so you always have it, and they will send you a certified copy of your actual DD-214 and email you a PDF copy. And I bet you that you could go on, I'm not saying that you should, because I will still look, but you could go on, and if you don't have your DD-214, request this, and I swear you could probably get it back sooner than the archives would actually send you a copy of the document for free.
But do you have my actual DD-214?
I do.
Okay. And it does
And I'm
not.
holding it hostage until you sign papers.
It does not cover. It does. I'm contacting that group tonight. It does not cover anything in the reserves. That's just crazy because it's not the same DD number to get out of Army than it is reserves. It's a different form
Right,
altogether.
because this is just your active duty, because you went back and forth or forth and back. It's easier with people that just joined and got out. That's so much easier. When you go, okay, I'm going to get out and then I'm going to do National Guard or reserves.
Right.
And then if people get back in, it's so
I didn't
difficult to
join
track
right
it.
off the bat. I almost went back in full time, but I was like,
That would have been helpful for me if you had done.
thanks.
Would have made my life a lot easier. And your daughters.
Hey, we've discussed
Daddy.
We've discussed this, and I talked to a VA guy, and he told me no. Oh, but you can use your VA loan, which I did.
We have discussed this. This VA guy didn't know what he was doing. And he
Yeah.
probably wasn't.
He was.
He was actually VA.
He was
I'm not
stationed right
VA.
here in the McDaniel
Just
building.
be-
You're a VSO.
Yeah, we're not VA.
No,
He was
you're a
here.
liaison. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not
Once a
VA.
week, he would come down. Once or twice a week, he was in an office at the McDaniel building.
Do you remember his name?
No,
That must have been the very first. What year was it?
I'm old.
16? 15-ish? See,
I was married, and my kids were
that
little.
was like 50 years. it seemed
2005, 2006, 2007.
So that might have been the beginning. So our position here, every county has a VSO at this point, but I've been here for 2 years. Rick was here for 2.5, 3 years before I got here.
Wasn't Rick?
I know. But the guy before him was the first person that I believe had been in there. And it was only like once in a while he'd come down and meet with people. And then even when they hired Rick, it was part-time. Yeah, sometimes come on in. But he found when he got there that it's not a part-time gig,
No.
Even just the 2 people we have. I just went to the council meeting the other night, and our council is very generous. And they approved Courtney being promoted to be an actual veteran service officer. She's a deputy now, instead of just admin assistant, because she's earned it and she's accredited and she can do all the same things that I can do.
What was her rank in the Navy?
She was a commander.
Really?
Yeah, she was a big deal.
Hmm.
Yeah. She does it to me a lot.
But you're her boss now?
Yeah, but she's in line. She's been doing that for years, so that makes sense.
Okay.
Lieutenant commander. Yeah, sorry.
04. She's you know what I want to ask? What's the pay? We'll discuss that off air.
$1 million.
No, it is not.
She got $1 million.
$12,000 a month. 24 a month. 2 is 12,000 a month. So yeah. 02 is 12,000 a month.
Basically.
Conversation. Yes, ma'am.
You can Google it. You can Google what the pay is.
Anyway,
so ladies, don't date military guys just because in uniform. You can look up his pay chart online. See what he makes first.
We didn't make anything in the Army, so I can tell you that.
So if he's an officer, do
Natalie
that.
says
Hi,
Lindsay.
Natalie.
Not
She's
much,
the
so Courtney.
sweetest. But less than that. Yeah. Yeah, no, not much less.
It's the benefits, though. That's actually what is
Yeah.
is good. Is your housing, your food.
They pay for your housing. In
your
some way or another, they
holidays
might
and
give
your-
you the money and then you pay it, or vice versa. But they give you money for clothing, for food, for it's leave time. It's amazing.
$6 a month. It used to be $6 a month life insurance.
Better job.
I
in the
dropped
world,
that.
Except this one.
Are they hiring?
Us? Oh, that's what I was going to get to. Is that we've got 2 people now, and she's functioning VSO, but we're drowning. Like we have.
Sounds like you need a
2
military guy for the Army side of things in
Yes.
there.
Yeah, there's too many veterans in this county for 2 people to be
And
able
I
to
would-
handle it when people keep coming in and certain people keep doing outreach, like going on porch time and asking more people to come in. It's very hard, so please be patient with us.
I would make
because
an
we're trying.
excellent liaison.
You would make an excellent.
I know I would. I've got liaison written all over my
And
forehead.
you just seem like a guy that really likes to volunteer his time without pay. So I can get a position approved.
Can you
I
describe?
wonder if the council's
can you
watching
use
right now.
Can you use outpay in a sentence, please?
Without pay.
Without pay.
I'm aware of that. I live here by myself.
Oh, you have to pay for this place still.
Yes, this is not a military base.
We need to start a GoFundMe. Kevin.
I've started a few of those for different things. Anyway,
Maybe Natalie can help us with that.
Friday night. Natalie's going to be at our event on September 17th for the
Yep.
bicentennial
Yep.
celebration at the new stage and all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
I was.
Well, everyone's invited.
Yes, you would be. See, I would be a good liaison.
Yeah. Can you pay him, Wes?
Sorry, I was just reading Billy's comment.
No, but it's probably Kylie.
Yes, come out to our Veterans Creative Arts Festival.
Friday night, 6 to 9 at the Art Sanctuary. If you're a veteran in this community, get a hold of Lindsay or Courtney.
Or just start painting.
Just
Or taking photos.
take something over
There you
to
Appropriate.
the Art Sanctuary Friday night and drop it off. They probably will even take it then.
And we'll feed you.
What's for dinner?
I don't know yet.
Do we have a show Friday?
Courtney and I will start cooking on Friday.
Courtney's cooking? I want to see an 04 in there cooking some steaks.
I just want to see you
No,
come through the
they
door with
wanted.
a camera.
I think they wanted you to come down there with porch time, didn't they?
Who?
Didn't you? I think she said that last time she was here.
But I mean, do we have a show?
I
I
don't
got anything between now and
I don't
then?
know the
The
calendar.
calendar's on the
Calendar
ground.
If you're
fell down.
interesting, just bring them with you.
I don't think so. Oh, I think
Oh, he can
Kylie's
only pay you in strawberries.
Yeah, Kylie's
That's,
gonna pay you in
in some
strawberries.
places.
Her strawberries are delicious. She
Now,
had some.
you're
That would
wiping
be
off all the
great.
ink with your fingers.
We'll redo it.
If you can read it. 13th. Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The Navy would have paid for your house to do public service shows.
Not retro.
It says tomorrow night I've got Bart.
What is
Yeah.
Bigfoot people? I have questions. I'm
This
sorry.
is Fuyo for your eyes only. Yeah, that's a military term. No, these are people that I need to contact. Bruce Halderman.
Anybody with big feet?
What say about big feet?
Big feet.
Big shoes.
So nothing on the 13th?
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
So
So now, if you're not coming for the veterans and the art or the beer,
I don't
or
drink.
porch time. Oh, he doesn't.
Not often, anyway.
Out of Christmas during his show.
I wish that's the case. I wish the Army would have done that. I'm gonna try. I'll try to get down there 6 to 9 at some point in time in the Art Sanctuary. Maybe not be 6 on the dot. I might be here by 7 or so. But
I'll just text. Really going. I have to bring the badonka.
Oh.
I'll ignore it.
Dancing around.
I'll ignore text. Believe me.
You, what?
I've been seeing you do it the whole show.
I ignore text. Ignore text. Just depends what time I get home from work, and then I'll run down there and go live for a little bit. At least get some recognition.
That would be awesome.
And
And we have
then-
lots more events coming up at the Legion and for the veterans, so I'll try to keep you in the loop on those just in case any of them.
July 2nd at 2 p.m. right here in Porch Time. We are
July
going to
2nd.
try to get some World War II veterans of Morgan County. So if you have a relative, neighbor, friend that you know is a World War II veteran, we would love to have them in studio.
Mhm.
And I would,
Or even just live during that time that has a story that they.
well,
Yeah.
99% of the time, if you were alive during that time, you were either a World War II veteran or Rosie the Riveter
Right.
or something of
Yeah.
that nature, like Helen.
Hmm.
That's true.
So,
Helen, we're coming for you. And Mr.
and I'd like
Saltzman.
to have that information like halfway through June. So if we go to get something for them, medallion or plaque or
Yeah, because some of that stuff might.
yeah, we can get it done in a couple weeks, but we need a couple weeks.
Yeah.
How many do you think off the top of your head?
Oh.
6,
Is
5?
that something you're able to look up?
From
Like,
the
you can put a
she has
filter
every-
in, and No, you
she probably could. That have
can you filter it by
That have
age?
Open to
applied-
our office.
right that have applied to VA.
No, if we can search that or
I
not.
bet you L4 is going to answer that for us.
Courtney's gonna check tomorrow. That's like the first thing she'll do before I get in, and I'll walk in the office tomorrow and she'll say, "I looked through and we can search this and
Yeah, if there's
and
like
this many."
if there's 20, then we're going to
But
have
see,
to do
the
it the
problem
Legion.
is for the VA system, all I can search up is what I have access to, which is based on the form that I need you to sign that says I can be your representative for claims. So
How much
you know,
does
you
this
might
cost?
Be my vet, but you might not have signed that new form, even though you're now coming to my office. You might have had somebody else be your representative. So I don't know. We'll do what we can.
It's more of an in-house thing with me. You off-site.
He's a difficult man.
Yes, yes.
I love dealing with people. So yeah, like if it's 20 or something, a number that I don't see it being that high,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Yeah, probably not. And even if there are, I don't know that everyone will be able to make it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
Let's hope for 10.
we don't want to force anyone or put a family in a position where he needs to go or she needs to
Right.
go and they're
It's
not
an invitation. Yeah.
they're not in a position to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bring the flash mob to them.
Because there's
That's right.
some amazing human beings there. Some of the best, I'm serious, this country's ever had. And I think that has been overlooked and now under-taught in schools, and it ticks me off. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, 6 to 9, Friday night, the Art Sanctuary. If you are a veteran of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Coast Guard,
And stop right there.
we don't go any further?
Nope.
Really?
Go no further.
Just those 5. Big 5.
Or National Guard.
Yeah, or the National Guard or something of that nature. Get a hold of one of the gals, Courtney or Lindsay, and get some sort of art over there. And it doesn't matter; they're not judging it based on your art talents. Believe me,
But you
your
can win
artistic
cash
talents.
prizes.
Say it.
You can win cash prizes if it's great.
Well,
Yep,
wait
It's
a
not-
minute.
and you can still sell your art too. Like
No,
you can
wait
put
a
it up
minute.
for
You didn't
sale.
explain the word cash.
And you also said that they can actually bring 3 pieces,
Yes, you
right?
can bring 3 to 4 pieces to show.
So I
and
can win
set up.
first, second, and third.
But only one can be your showcase piece. So only one piece will be judged. You pick the piece that is judged.
Who's
and
doing the
then-
judging? Do I
You
need to
should get
talk?
your chainsaw and get out there and start carving.
That's all very top
Thank you,
secret. I
Amanda.
really wanted to.
You know, Amanda,
Yeah, she's the best. She lives in Washington, far away from me.
Washington, Indiana.
State.
Really? This out west?
Mhm.
Like, wow.
I used to be stationed out there.
Now, see, I have a buddy from the military that lives out in the state of Washington.
Yeah.
and he donates to the show and is actually going to send stuff
Are
for.
you
When we have
low-key
auctions and
soliciting her to pay for money for the show right now?
Got to do what you got to do.
Listen, she came all the way here to surprise me for my 40th birthday last year,
Aw.
and it was amazing.
No,
Her
not
husband came with her, too.
not at all. Steve, Staff Sergeant Steve, what I call him. He does it on his own. He's bid on things. He's won things. He doesn't have to pick them up, but he pays for them, sends us the money,
Nice.
and now he wants to. He has like a dog obedience school and trains dogs,
Mhm.
and he does it via Zoom.
Really?
And a gal won one through him already from all the way out there to here,
Uh-huh.
and now he's making collars out of paracord, and he's going to donate some of them for us to sell.
We should have a show about like people like that.
People with
veterans,
paracords?
or what they do with
I
paracords.
don't know where we're going with this.
No.
Could be interesting.
Veterans that have things that they make that are just different and cool. not the
He
same
would
old
be
stuff.
excellent at turning
Right.
something in at the craft festival.
Well, and if you're not a Morgan
Creative
County
Arts
veteran,
Festival.
craft day, show and tell.
I got the paste out
It's
and
all
I'm
those
eating
things. If you are
Applying
not
for
in
the
Morgan
Marines
County,
tomorrow.
but you are an artist, you can come showcase your art. It's just that we can't judge it for, the competition and the prize money. We have first, second, and third prize.
it. Do we have a total yet?
Cool.
No. Cash. Yeah. See what kind of effort I need to put into this.
I mean, I think you're going
I mean,
to be
'cause I can-
unimpressed.
I could pull one of these things and just
First-
write my name on it.
No, they've told us you're going to do that. First place is $500. Second place is $350. Third
Bam.
place is $150. Cash money.
Hello, Juanette from Texas. Cash money.
And you can sell your pieces as well. So you let us know whether you want them for sale or not for sale and how much they are, and market your way
That's pretty cool.
appropriately.
Now, Juanette in Texas, I was in the military in Germany, and her dad and I used to go back and forth in softball. He was at a different base. That's how I know that young lady.
Nice.
So she's on. She watches from Texas.
Cool. And now we have a Washingtonian.
We had, second Washingtonian. We had three,
earlier.
and I think I made one of them mad, and they quit watching. And we had some New Zealanders, and we
She
had
just lived. They were stationed in New Zealand. They just got
for,
back from
for the
New Zealand.
Navy.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's freaking
Yes.
awesome. We had some people from New Zealand on. We had people sometimes from Australia on, and they kind of disappeared during the COVID thing, and hopefully they'll come back around. But
We had somebody from Scotland. Was it Scotland?
yes, he normally chimes in. There's Russ Baum. He plays music here. Hello, Juanette. See, and her son was in the military, in the Navy.
Okay.
He's out of Brown County, but he's from here originally. Plays music, and he's got this group from Scotland that follows him.
Wow.
So he was on, and then they started following us.
That's really cool.
So he'll pop on. Time wise, it's a big difference. So I don't know, but yeah, we have fans all over the world. That's cool. I don't even think I knew there was a naval base in New Zealand for the United States.
Tell you what it was called. They were there, and then they were in Guam, and then here.
I knew of
Washington again.
Australia, but I didn't know of New Zealand.
If Amanda, are you still on? Where were you stationed in? I don't know.
Guam isn't even big enough to be considered a base. It's only
She's
about a minute.
Been there twice.
Really?
Twice, the very beginning of her career, and now lots of expats in New Zealand.
Really? Did not know.
I wish we could have them on the show. They're interesting.
Expats or the New Zealanders
The
at the
Amanda,
embassy.
Dan and Amanda.
Okay. They can zoom in. I don't care.
Yes. You guys are going to be on the show July 2nd. Meet us back here as soon as he figures his calendar situation out.
We just have to get it to stick to the wall.
Yeah. And I erased.
All these technical things we have going on, and we can't get the calendar to stick to the wall.
Right. You see the tape is still up if you look hard enough. There's one.
I'm gonna go buy some
Pushpins.
hooks. I'm gonna get some hooks and I'll
Command
punch
strips.
holes in it. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what we were using, and it still came out the wall.
Not worth a command strip.
No, those aren't. No,
No,
you
it's
gotta
what
have the
came with
Velcro
These are
ones.
commando strips.
Velcro. If anyone has suggestions for how they can keep their calendar on
No,
the wall,
I hang lights in here every year. Believe me, we've got some good stuff here somewhere. We just got to find it. So, all right, Friday night 6 to 9 at the Arts Sanctuary. It is the Veterans Creative Arts Festival, and it is open to all veterans of Morgan County, the Big Five: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. get a hold of Lindsay or our new friend Courtney, and they will take care of you.
JB.
Have Helen rivet it, yeah. Rosie the Riveter. And Lindsay, we appreciate you coming in again, and I think it's awesome now that we're kind of working on a thing together.
Yeah.
We gotta introduce Courtney into this,
Yes.
where she can be a part of it.
And then we can hire you. It's going to be a whole beautiful thing.
I work in aerospace though, so we're gonna have to talk serious.
You can't work for us, though. There is no serious.
I asked you, does your GS carry over? You said no.
No. Not for
Why
county,
not?
Not for county. If you were going to go to a state or federal job, possibly. Well, federal, yes, but not for county.
That's crazy though. You're still doing you're still a VSO, Veteran Service Officer.
But it's for the county.
Regardless, it's a governmental job.
But see, that's why
Who
people
pays you?
think the county. Literally, I work for Morgan County government.
But who do you think gets that money? Doesn't the state? Doesn't it come down through the state, or does it come down through the county? Where does the county get the money?
I don't know. I'm not the auditor. Why is he questioning me?
Because I think you guys should get your GS status on your pay. I mean, that would be 04 and 02
I
or
just want to
03.
be able to buy back
Oh,
retirement.
you were a CW.
That would be nice. No. It would be nice to be able to buy back retirement so that if I did 13 years as a VSO,
Right.
now I can retire. That'd be cool.
Right.
But yeah. This is not a job I do for the
And
money.
technically, they count your 4 years active and your 4 years inactive for me. So I would get 8.
We don't have the proof of that yet.
Juanette, will you tell them I was in the Army in Germany? She does not buy it. No, you know about the
I know
you
about
see
the
that.
active.
You just don't know about the reserve.
Reserve. How long? If anybody knows how long he was actually in the reserves and can somehow prove it,
I
that
was.
would be
I
super
can
helpful.
drive you there right now and show your old motor pool, and say here's where we were stationed when they started deploying to Panama. And we went nowhere.
That seems like not proof.
I was pretty much in a tiffy at that point in
I
time.
mean, I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
I think you're not telling the truth. I wish I had some sort of evidence,
We'll find it.
but I don't because it was.
If you sign a simple little document for me, I can get
It
it.
was very frustrating when you went from, in my own personal experience, when you went from regular Army to Army Reserve.
I can imagine that.
And I know some people go Army Reserve right out of basic and then end up going
Mhm.
regular.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, it's completely different. Yeah.
To go backwards would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't get into stories, but I was just very frustrated.
You could.
We were at Atterbury
There was this one time.
on our bivouac
We were drinking.
for 2 weeks, and some of the higher ranking officials decided on one of our nights to go out and do their hitting the Willard, probably over in Franklin and some other places at that point in time. And so I'm running
Do you
main
know of the Willard?
in Franklin.
She
It's a
doesn't know
bar.
what the Willard
It's a
is.
bar in Franklin. It probably wasn't even the Willard back then, but I'm running main guard into the compound, and getting beer cans thrown at me at 2:30 in the morning was not fun.
Regular Friday night.
Well, in Germany that's one thing, and I'm used to it because they would have brought me one. But out there, it was like, look, guys, this is when the XO and the O's throwing stuff at you like that. That's no fun.
Courtney Thursday.
We needed Bruce and Jerry. Have you met Bruce Bruce McKee and Jerry?
I feel like I've met. I mean, I know who they are.
They're 2 chair force guys, so it's you got to talk slow to them.
At this point, we should just make fun of the Space Force and give the Air Force a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Like we already have people on the Space
I don't know
Force,
anybody in the
just
Space
saying.
Force.
We
Do you
already have
know
in-
people in the Space Force? Is it based off of Marines or Army or a combination of all?
Air Force. I mean, all, but come on.
I can't see
they,
that.
They built it with the people from the Air Force because of the novel idea of sending people to space.
But I mean, that's
feel
not
like we already had that.
specifically.
I feel like we're
It's more computer, which would probably tend to be Navy, and with all the stuff from the Army now. All right, we're going to keep it in this atmosphere tonight. Thank you so much, Lindsay. 6 to 9 Friday night.
Yes. Okay.
See,
Yes.
we were
From all
on the
sources.
same wavelength.
Same.
The
oh my
04 and
God.
I were.
Okay, he's bonding with you through message comments. Whatever. We'll see what happens Friday.
Switching gears, Bethany, good job on the badonkadonk tonight downtown on the square. Even though you were shoeless and you said the grass was hard, crunchy, the ground was.
It's like it was really uneven.
Yeah.
So you couldn't turn or.
Yeah. But that video they're trying to push to make go viral for Grace Atkins to see it, just to kind of pump him up.
He
knows
to
we were
go
doing
on
it.
Porch Time and share the.
No. RD Productions.
Oh, RD Productions is doing it.
They're making it into like a real
movie.
video.
I didn't get to star in that one.
Did a lot of people?
30? 25?
Yeah. Would have been nice to have more.
25.
I know it.
Did you announce it on your show last?
We've announced it a few
Or the night
times.
before?
Yes. Yeah, I know. And tomorrow night, and then Thursday night. Then Friday night at Dart Sanctuary, and then Saturday at Cedar Creek, and then Sunday we've got Plata. And then the following Monday we got Monday Music Hour Star Search.
Some people just go home after
No,
work and
not
watch
yet.
TV.
One more week.
Yeah.
Maddie Collinsworth, or when you had her on.
She won.
Yeah. She
Do you know Maddie?
Mm-hmm.
That lady has amazing
She's
voice.
incredible. She's so. I was watching her from my pool, like throwing all kinds of money at it.
You were?
Mm-hmm. She's
She came in here the first time, and she went against.
She was so nervous.
Oh gosh, she's not as confident as she should be. She's always like, I'm not going to win. She wins every competition she enters, every talent show.
No, when
everything.
she got to the finals, Wendy Tannenberger, we loved her voice.
Yeah.
She could yodel with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, talking about judges before we went to the finals, I was like, she's going to be hard to beat. But because Maddie was the first show so far back, she practiced and got better.
Mm-hmm.
And when she walked in that finals, Maddie owned the joint.
Yeah.
She was not nervous.
She has the voice of somebody who is an adult. Like
25, 26-year-old woman, yeah.
We used to sing in church together, and every time she
You sing.
Wait a minute, I was like, back this up, back this
I
up.
don't sing like Maddie.
No, you sing?
Yeah. In Star Search, I don't.
You don't, whoa.
I sing karaoke at the Legion.
So it's the Courtney and Lindsay band? Is that what I'm hearing?
I know, she won't only watch and laugh.
But Maddie was at the finals. Wendy was the nervous one, who did choir, who does performances in front of people.
Yeah.
But she was nervous as can be,
Yeah.
and Maddie walked in there and just owned the place.
Well, she's just
Courtney
done
can't
so
sing.
many. She's done so many things. Like, I can't believe she's nervous ever at all. Anyways, but yeah, she.
See, I knew her dad Grant, and I
Yeah.
didn't even know it was him
Yep.
until like the second time she came in, and I was like, I know you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a great family.
But she won the $1,000, and it was like 3 or 4 months later. She said she hadn't even spent it all yet, and I'm like,
And then fun fact about the next one that you were going to have after that one where Maddie won, or maybe it was going to be throughout the same. I think like a month later, Sophia Frederick, another friend of ours' daughter, she was supposed to be on. Her dad got COVID.
Right.
Almost died. It was very, very bad, and so she couldn't be on. But she is endlessly talented. And Natalie Coffin is her voice lesson teacher.
Natalie's amazing.
She just sang me the other day. She wrote an original song that has something to do with her dad and everything that they went through. And she sang it for me the other day while I was sitting here.
She didn't sign up.
You gotta find her, and I mean I can text Amanda, but
She's not on the list.
She's not on the list.
She didn't sign up.
wildly, ridiculously.
Have her come in. Get a hold of Bethany.
Okay.
No, I'll read them off if you want. Lily Clayton, Dakota Skiles, Seth Mackin, Mike Hicks, Michael McCain, Tom Clark, Shelby McMahon, Jack Reese, who won our first show, Ellie Bells, Naomi Williams, Ransom Reynolds. I thought that was a cool name.
Yeah.
Matt Stevens and the Indigos.
Well, let's call her out right now on Porch Time. She watches that.
What's her name again? Sophia Frederick. Is she related to the other Fredericks from Sherman Estates, Chelsea, and all of them?
Yeah. Yeah, her
Okay.
dad, Chris, is related.
Her mom worked at
the cousins.
in Greenwood at the hair place with Logan. Yeah, for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they live over that way. Yeah, Kyle and Chelsea live over.
Good people, all of them.
Fantastic family.
To get her in the 2023 Star Search.
Yes, which this won't take long. Well,
September.
the finals in September. So, Lindsay, dear, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bring that paper in, and I'll sign it.
Yay! He agreed. Everybody heard it.
I'll sign it, and we'll talk about the fine details after we're done.
Okay, sounds good.
But wish you luck Friday night. Veterans, get a hold of her or Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to stop down there Friday night, at least go live for a little bit, at least promote it.
Okay.
And who knows, it may make your next event bigger
Yeah.
if they get to see what it is. So.
And there will be face painting for the kids.
Yay.
I'm not painting faces, though. Who's doing the face painting?
Sophie Hilton.
Oh, I know something.
Yeah.
Greeks.
Yes.
Yep.
Another
Bethany?
great family.
As always, thank you, dear. I know you've had a busy day. Bethany's been
I am
very busy. She's
tired.
got weddings coming up. She is a state delegate now. She's a representative of Porch Time and a state delegate, a member of Artie Productions. She's on like MCLA board. She's on like 1,000 things. And we just think she's amazing.
Thanks, Kat. We can talk about Cancer Survivors Day real fast.
We can. You want to start that and I'll finish it?
Sure.
Because there's stuff that you need to get done before I start blabbing emails everywhere.
Yes. So the first weekend in June, the 4th and 5th, on Saturday the 4th, we're going to have a big event on the lawn at Wooden Middle School. It'll be Cancer Survivors Day and Martinsville Shades for the Brave. So it's the second year for Cancer Survivors Day, 4th year for Martinsville Shades for the Brave. Cancer Survivors Day is just a free community event for anyone whose life's been touched by cancer to just come out, have fun with your friends and family. We'll have yard games and carnival games and obstacle course, bounce house, and
It's a very
food
fun
trucks and shaved ice and all that fun stuff.
And you get to see me shave my hair completely again.
That's right, because Kevin is signed up as a shavee for Martinsville Shades for the Brave, which is
Just
that's
the hair.
right,
4th year.
which is a fundraiser for the St. Baldrick's Foundation. They are the largest private funder of childhood cancer research.
Which is amazing.
So people have these events all worldwide.
We've been in
And
New York.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you're familiar with them.
My
Okay,
son did that, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need a haircut?
so but maybe your son.
What about
Never.
Courtney?
It's too late now.
She goes flat top.
Courtney,
Yeah.
will you shave your head?
Anyway.
But anyway, when these events are over, then go ahead.
You still need some
wanna-
sponsors for your program of the cancer
Yeah,
survivors.
I mean it's a free event for anyone to come to, but of course it's not necessarily free to put this on. So we do have what?
No, from Courtney.
Oh.
But Drew will, right?
So I do have a sponsor sheet. If anybody's interested in sponsoring, just send me a message. I can send it to you. You can have that if you want.
You should come.
Okay. All right. I kind of have it broken up into where, if you want to be a sponsor of, say, the bounce house, then I can put a yard sign up for your business or your family next to whatever event it is that you want to sponsor.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it's just a fun event. It's going to be beautiful weather. If for some reason it's storming, we will move the event into the gymnasium. So this event will happen regardless.
Now, if it ends up storming and we have
It's
to move to
not
West
going
Middle,
to storm,
this will be the
but-
second event because that has happened and we end up in West Middle. So from that point on, we'll never use West Middle again because the Christmas thing we had West Middle as a backup and it
It might
ended up
be
in
because
there.
You keep calling.
Huh?
It's not West
It
Middle.
might be because
It's
you
wooden.
keep calling it that, and it's.
It's West Middle to me. Matter of fact, if we want to go old school,
It
it's
might
a
just
high
be
school.
Bad juju.
It's,
I don't
that's
know.
really old.
It's a high school. So after Bethany, and by the way, Bethany started both those events, and Porch Time is kind of locked onto them because of her affiliation with her. But Shave for the Brave and the Cancer Survivor Day, she 2nd and 4th year, she has done amazing with those, and they grow a little bit. And this Shave for the Brave this year could be massive.
We need people to sign up.
So we need people to sign up. We need people to just.
So you can sign up as a shavee, which means you are committing to shave your head. And we have had 5 women so far shave their head at these events.
or their armpits, either way.
Oh, God.
I'm just
No.
saying. Just saying.
No, but you don't have to sign up as a shavee to help. You can sign up as a volunteer, which doesn't mean you're going to work the event, but it means that you are committing to raise money for childhood
Yeah.
cancer research.
Yeah.
So you'll get a webpage just like the shavees, and you can start sharing that link with your friends and family and start.
I have a webpage
raising
in my name
money.
if you guys want to go in there and donate.
Yeah,
I
you need to
would
get some
appreciate
more.
it.
You need to get some more.
I'm like
money
at
in.
$20, aren't I?
Yeah, you need to get at least 50 so you can get a T-shirt.
They never fit me anyway.
He does not accept strawberries. For that.
yes, I do. From her, yes, I do.
He
She
accepts strawberries for that.
she cooks. She makes some amazing strawberries. Anyway, Beth does an amazing job with both those events, and when her events end that day, then the rest of us idiots are going to come back here and go live for approximately 24 hours.
Yep. We're going to have
And
a cancer-a-thon.
a cancer-a-thon, and we've already got people wanting to donate cash.
Can you do it in rocking chair? That would be really entertaining. Rockathon.
No.
Oh, we have to rock for
My
24 hours?
my butt is gonna hurt enough
That'd be really
sitting in this
awesome.
chair. We have people donating food and items to be donated off and money already. Our goal for the entire weekend of the 3 events is around $50K.
Wow.
And I think we can hit that.
Yeah.
12,000, 10,000, whatever for Shave for the Brave. Am I close?
That would be really great. We've never gotten that.
7,000?
6 is the highest we've ever.
Okay, so we're
yeah.
going to hit 10 with
Until
that,
now.
and then we're going to hit 40 with the rest of the other stuff involved. Because I think, once you tell me the green light, I'm going to email every business in this town. And like my site, we have 13,000 people on that site. And you only have to give $5 a piece.
Right.
Or $10 a piece.
Yep.
Or whatever. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like...
So the cancer-a-thon we will be raising money for the Gunnar Burnham Foundation.
Yes. Talk to Jennifer. She said that's amazing. She unfortunately will not be here that weekend, but she's going to give us some stats. I already have 2 people that are cancer survivors that want to come in
Good.
and talk. We have 24 hours to fill. I know I can run my mouth all day.
We can't sit here all day, though. It's hard.
I think that's amazing.
Lindsay, I saw the look. Like,
Well, I will bring you more alcohol.
so, but I mean, we can't sit here all day, so we're going to need people to fill in, and we'll handle that. If you've been on it before, you have something like that, message us, and we'll go from there. And it's not that we're looking for something specific, but we really are, because you just don't want to have an open mic night in here.
Yeah.
That's going to be Billy and Jeff from midnight to 6.
Well,
6.
that can be really-
Right, but we're probably going to have to do some work too, because we're going to hit our goal. So what we're looking at is pledge-wise, and I won't get into specific businesses yet. We can bring you donuts. No, money. Maybe donuts filled with money. That does sound good. It's Sunday morning. I'll want some coffee.
He said no as he loved it.
Yeah, that was Corey doing that, or did you do it?
No, it wasn't me.
That had to be
Must
CB,
Corey.
I bet. Yeah. For you.
What?
What?
Anyway.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
You know what you're
donuts. Like
Yeah.
if you're in the rocking chair and your
Yeah.
butt would hurt.
Yeah.
Oh.
It sounds better with the typo
Now
for
you
you,
actually want donuts, and she's not going to bring them
for you butts.
for you butts.
Uh,
Either that or she's insulting you.
if you want to pledge, it was me. I knew CB was on there.
Medical cushions.
Medical cushions. I thought it was like a whoopee cushion. If you want to pledge like $5 for every hour that we're going to be on, we're going to be on close to 24. I can't say it's going to be exact. Depends what time she's done. And at some point in time, 12 or 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon, we're going to cut it off.
I mean, you can start being live during the
That's true.
event. And it can start then.
Yeah, and then we just pause for a minute and we come over here and kick it on and go live the rest of the day. So that's going to cover some of our time, but it's going to be a long time. So we want people to. I know people want to give us stuff to auction off, but that's a 2-step process. You give us stuff, we have to store it, then we have to push it and get money from people out there. We're exceptional at that. Thanks to everybody that gets involved with that. This would be the largest fundraiser we've ever done. 30,000 is our high water mark. We want to make this one 50. So yes, if you want to donate items, that's fantastic. But if you would rather pledge money, $10 for every hour you're on, $5, even $1 for every hour we're on, that's $24.
Yeah.
And if 300 people do that,
Yeah.
I need to take my shoes off, but I know that would help out. So math-wise, I couldn't add it up.
24 hours, not 22 and a half or 23.
That's right.
Oh, they will hold me to the fire on that. Trust me.
Yeah, I
guarantee
know.
it.
Corey, he's already trying to bring it down
It's
a little
like,
bit,
it might
isn't
be
he?
10, maybe 12. I don't know.
He's been talking about it having a 24-hour show for a year.
But I mean,
And now he's like, well, we might make it to 24. It might be a little less new.
who grew up watching the old Jerry Lewis telethon?
I remember
Neither
it
one of you guys.
happening, but I don't think I
Blank
ever...
stare from these children I have in studio. Someone give me somebody old online right now,
What?
please.
Corey's about to be like, I watched it.
Corey, hell, he was right there with me. So, but they used to do this, and they would call across all the globe, and it was.
What
I
was
think
Jerry
it was
Lee
for, I
Lewis
think it was
raising
for
money for?
MS.
Oh.
I think. Am I right, CB? But they would have a 24-hour, and Jerry would drag his tired butt out there all hours of night and day. But they had Hollywood, and everybody would come out and sing and tell jokes, and they'd call centers, and they'd go all over the
I mean,
place.
we have that many talented people.
That's right, Corey.
We really do.
We know.
The breaks are fine, but I mean, we will stay on a long time. I may
8 hours, right, before we have to actually cut it for a minute.
Thank you, Courtney.
I told you. Courtney was going to come on and say she watched it. Absolutely.
Thank
she
you.
knows exactly what you're talking.
I think I already have my favorite that works out of that office now.
Unbelievable.
So anyway, we'll discuss that off air. Yes, Mike. Thank you. Yes,
Yes,
we need some rotary phones. But
That'd be fun.
they would have calls coming in. They'd have call centers, and you could see them. You know, I'm sure it wasn't actually coming to them up from. They're like, okay,
Maybe.
another 10,000. But his
Never
goals
know.
were like 1 million or whatever, 500,000 or whatever.
Well, he's probably hitting the whole,
You can do
up
it.
the whole country.
It went across the globe.
Oh.
It went across the globe, and it was national. And I forget. I want to say it was in March. Remember the March of Dimes?
Yeah?
That's about when he
Well, that
was.
still
famous,
exists, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I think it was based off of.
Oh.
Kind of, sort of.
And you can
Am I
go
right,
national,
Courtney?
too. You
We
can.
could.
We aren't.
Rotary phones.
We're global
Yeah,
right now.
global.
We
You
are
can go
global.
You're going to hit $1 million. Easy.
Don't say that because I would. A, the IRS would be in here the next day,
Yeah, that's true.
and B, I
Just
would
kidding.
want to quit my job at that point in time because if we can do that, then I need to do this
And you can do this
24/7.
all the time.
I wish we could. We've discussed this at length. We would have a morning show that I would want to be involved. That I would want to be involved with. We'd probably take a break, do an afternoon show, do something there, and then an evening show that I'd want to be involved with.
That'd be great.
I'd love it. And then we'd need something overnight. But speaking of which, business-wise, RD Productions plays music on Facebook and it doesn't get shut off. I want to know how they do that because we can't. Because it killed my feed tonight, audio,
Really?
because I'm not an LLC carrier for music. But I've never seen anywhere on Facebook that you can get that. Stage opera off. Yeah, there you go. See, we're on the same page, Courtney. I'm sorry I tried fooling you today, but
Not, no, you're not.
Only now
no,
that you're his favorite.
it's only planning for the next one. But I watched his video and his music came, his honka-donk, ba-donk-donk came
Why
through.
do we always get
I
picked
instantly
on?
got the message from Facebook said, you're playing.
That they're going to mute
Someone in the cutter doesn't like your music, so they're going to,
Mute you and
violation
whatever.
of.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
So
you. We'll have to ask him.
we have to ask them. And that was the first thing I thought of, and I was like, how's the hell he get away with it?
Right.
But he is a licensed promoter.
That's got to be why.
But there's
How does
nowhere in there to
Facebook know
put that in.
Yeah, there's no questions about
Unless
that.
unless there's a spot he actually inputs his license, and I've not seen one yet. So, but anyway,
Hmm.
that's a different topic.
But other people do too. Like if they show videos of their kid doing a dance recital,
Mhm.
and you have that music,
Mhm.
and they don't get shut down, they don't get muted.
You think it's just me?
I think it's you.
Paying people. Somehow. It's a conspiracy.
It
Clearly,
might
it's a
it might have been the
conspiracy.
Trump flag I had hanging from that door for 2 years before they killed me completely.
I don't know if that's it. It
Mm,
might be.
I think it was. I lost my account, my original, and she did too. Out of the blue one day, woke up and they
It was
said
on election day,
they told
November
But everybody has
2020.
Trump flag.
they told me in chat message that account will never come back again.
Yeah, no, we just it was just gone.
No
both
no
of them.
reason.
And then I lost mine again in June.
Then I lost this one, and so I created another one, and I emailed them and had Tourette's syndrome every time I emailed them for 30 straight days. I emailed them a nastygram, and then woke up the 31st day, and this account was back. But that original account, it's gone now. But this account will never be active again.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a member of and started probably 4 Trump parade sites that had over 500,000 people on one. And she was too, but first she thought it was her affiliation with me.
Was it somebody's comment from that? Like, is it somebody that was a member of all that?
We lost it at the same time on the same day. They both went black.
And then I lost that and got mine back. And then she ended up getting a third one. Who had nothing to do with me. So I was like, it's you, it's not me. So But yeah, I didn't have my account on here. I would have to go through the LLC page to log on. I couldn't go through Kevin and log on.
I wonder if the hog is going to shut this.
No.
No,
That's just music size of it. That's the copyright stuff. The first time we ran into that was at Cedar Creek, and we show all the music out there, but in between the two bands, Rob plays real music.
right.
At Brooks and Dunn.
Recorded music. Yeah.
Brooks and Dunn was playing, and I mean, they didn't want to get the first sentence out. It shut my whole system down. And they're like, can't do it, copyright. I was like, that sucks. How'd they get away with it? Anyway.
That is weird.
I know.
Friday night, 6 to 9 p.m., Art Sanctuary. Get a hold of Courtney. Get a hold of Lindsay if you want to turn something in for that. It's a Morgan County Veterans Creative Art Festival.
We'll get it by Friday.
It was close enough.
That was
That was
good.
pretty good.
That was really good.
And I
Huge
almost,
improvement.
anyway. Lindsay,
Maybe
thanks
you
for
can
coming in.
paint something. Thanks
I
so
keep
much
waiting for my
having me.
DD214. I've not seen that materialize yet. So,
Unbelievable. All right, have a
Courtney,
good one.
straighten her out. Thank you, dear, for your help tonight. CB, thank you. Bethany, as always, it's always a pleasure. And those words I said about you is true. We have nothing but respect and appreciate all you do for us.
No, thank you.
And very happy for you to win state delegate.
Thank you.
That's some big deal.
That is a big deal. I didn't know. That's
Because
amazing.
Porch Time was 0-2 in elections in this room. And I'm not going to say who lost on elections. Yeah. This side of the table's 0-2. That side's 1-0 over there. So. Better human than me. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow night. We have Bart Mercer
Yes.
coming in.
And some
He's got
racers.
some what do they call it? Motocross kids coming in.
I know.
Youngsters. It's going to be a fun show. Bethany talked to him a few weeks ago, and we got them coming in. Kind of changed pace. We've had Chase Cooper on, and we love them. And
Jace
Cooper.
Chase.
I'm sorry, Jace Cooper coming on before, and looking forward to this. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Is that correct?
Mhm.
I don't know
Anything
when I
Thursday?
sleep anymore. No, nothing Thursday, as of right now, and I really don't want anything Thursday.
You can come to the new block.
Whoa, where?
Indy
Where at?
Field House.
That's her cup of tea. She's even got a shirt.
What?
New Kids on the Block.
I used to.
Courtney and I go to everyone.
When I was in middle school.
We,
I can't believe my daughters aren't going.
3 years or 3 concerts in a row we've touched. Last one, 4 of them touched.
Did you wash that body part off yet, or no?
No, and it was my hands. I single-handedly caused COVID. No.
All right, we're out of here. Love you guys. We will see you soon.